get to a more interesting part of, we'll get a nice scenery, a nice view so we can do these demos. The first one is something that was super important for us. We want to give the player a lot of liberty in the sense that he can choose the missions in the order that he wants, but he can play them at the time of day that he wants. So we got a 24-day night cycle. Can you start the demo, please? And this is, of course, an accelerated version of it. But it really gives you the sense of what we've accomplished on the technology side. Is that, we've got a fully dynamic system, a fully dynamic lighting system. And you see all the God rays of beams going through the trees that are, of course, moving, all the dynamic shadows on the ground, and shoot at the tree just for fun right there. Of course, all our vegetation is destructible and pixel accurate. It's going to break exactly where you shoot. But you really see the shadows moving with the light source. So basically, the liberty that we're giving you, you can scope out a place during the middle of the day and say, hey, maybe probably be better for me to do my mission at night. So you can choose when you want to do your missions. We're going to see just a little fire just being started right there. And the actual game, the AI will actually start. And the behaviors, like I said, the AI lives in the world. The level designers have these great tools, to place the AI in the world. But we've given them tons of behaviors that they're linked to what's going on. And what's going on in the world and going on with the time of day. They'll have different behaviors in the morning, midday, or at night. They'll be patrolling differently and they'll be doing stuff that are different. Can you start the storm demo? So our storm, as you can see, the clouds are just forming up to cover the entire sky. The wind is picking up, and everything's reacting to it. Our dynamic cloud system really gives you, that sense of being kind of like really overshadowed by this feeling of the clouds taking over you. All the grass reacting to the wind, like we see these great shots of Africa, and of course, I have to admit we exaggerated a little bit the wind, so it actually shows and it's breaking off branches. It's a 160-kilometer wind, but you can see when we shoot the branch, they actually go with the wind, and everything reacts to it. Just throw a grenade just for fun, just to show that we've got the particles effect. All the particles in the world will actually follow the wind, which really gives you that sense of immersion. We really want to give. It was actually one of the key words for us developing the game was immersion, and it really, adds to the experience of the player during game. And we don't want to take the player out of the game with things that are not normal happening. So we're playing God a little bit here with those systems, and we'll be, playing with those at certain moments of the game. You'll be more and more inclined on the emotional aspects of the game to really put you in that feeling. You'll have rain as well. You'll have other elements that you'll see a little bit later on that are affected by the wind. So we're a little bit off course here. There's a weapon that's pretty sweet. It's a second most favorite weapon on the team right now. PY is going to try to get it, sneak in and not get detected, which is pretty difficult. Okay, let's get the hell out of there. So he just picked up the RPG-7, which is a pretty sweet weapon that does a lot of damage. Yes! Which actually blows up a lot of stuff, which is pretty fun. The RPG-7 is a really cool weapon because it doesn't fuse, I think, after like 4 or 5 rotations of the rocket. And you can shoot it all over. So you want to shoot it, you want to stop the demo. You want to bounce it? Go ahead. Like I said, it doesn't fuse, so you can bounce it off the ground, under a vehicle, off a wall. It's really going to, give you that little sense that you can play around with this gun. We'll stop the demo, just the wind demo, so we can come back to a more clearer sky. So again, the clouds are coming back to their normal state, to really open sky. You see that the shadows are becoming, the edges are a lot sharper, like you have when you have this, this great sun as this light source. Take the RPG again. I want to show something that we're doing. Is that we're not bullshitting you guys with just having super aggressive LODs with the wind not affecting what you have and not being affected by destruction. So the trees you have on the other side are about 300 to 350 meters away. We'll just shoot a rocket and watch the trees actually breaking and reacting to the impact. You see? So even if it's that far, we're still, having those dynamic systems implemented all over the place. And that's super key for us and super important that we have this level of technology in the game. So we're on our way, and we'll go see Marty.
There you are. Heard you might be thinking of making some trouble down at the fuel depot. Figure I still owe you from the other day, so if you need me, I'll be kicking around.
That's Marty Alencar. It's one of your buddies. The buddies in the game. Basically, Jack Carver has retired, and you got the choice of playing 10 different avatars. And Marty's one, and the one that you choose to play out of those 10, the 9 others are available as buddies in the game. And buddies are basically independent mercenaries like you, doing jobs, and you can form alliances with them. And if you unlock them, they'll be, in there with you, helping you out if you're in need. So it's important that you create those relationships with those buddies. Now for the coolest weapon that we have. Yes. Yeah, I can see it. Everybody reacts the same way when you see this. This is the flamethrower, of course. And we got, it's not just a gun that shoots flame. And you guys will see that a little bit, a little bit later when we get close to that little building. That's a fuel depot. And if you make 1+1, we got a great flamethrower and a fuel depot that we have to destroy. So it's going to be pretty intense and pretty hot in a few seconds. So again, vegetation, destructible, reacting to all impacts. If it's a cheap bullet, whatever. I mean, it was super important for us to have a system like that and, create all that movement in the game. So we want to scope out the place. We'll go into a different type of attack this time. Try to shoot someone from afar and then see how that goes. So we can actually do something. You want to? Okay, let's do that. So what we do is that you can actually wound players in the game. You can shoot not to kill, and if they get wounded, they'll create chaos a little bit around them. They'll try to get the cover, but you've been detected if you want to watch it. And we've got medics on the other side that will try to get, that NPC that just got injured, and try to get him to safety and really get him into a position that, he's going to be in safety and put him back, patch him up, put him back in combat. So they'll try to do it. So we got propagation of fire. So if you shoot that, really, these guys got to get money. So we got propagation of fire, and if you get too close to it, if you're being shot, you get